I've been in the investing game for 8 years now. In that time, I've seen everything. Dizzying highs that make your head spin, and lows that make you want to delete your brokerage app and throw your phone in the river. I've made mistakes. I bought stocks on hype, sold them at the bottom, listened to gurus, and lost money. If I woke up this morning with no portfolio, no knowledge, and no savings, just a pure desire to become financially free, I would act completely differently. I would have a clear, precise algorithm. In this video, I'm not going to give you abstract advice like believe in yourself. I'm going to give you a hard-hitting, time-tested 9-step guide. This is the exact foundation that separates a gambler playing the stock market casino from a systematic investor building wealth for a lifetime. So here is my step-by-step strategy. Step 1. Build a financial fortress before you attack. Imagine you are building a skyscraper. If you start building the 50th floor on a foundation of sand, the building will collapse at the first gust of wind. In investing, the wind is blowing constantly. The statistics are merciless. Nearly 40% of adults cannot cover a sudden $400 expense without borrowing money. That is a catastrophe. If you start investing in that state, you are doomed. Why? Because life happens. The car breaks down, a tooth aches, the roof leaks. If you don't have free cash, you will have to dip into your investment portfolio. And according to Murphy's Law, you will need that money exactly when the market is at the bottom. You will be forced to sell assets at a loss just to survive. This resets your capital to zero. Therefore, here is what I would do first. Declare war on bad debt. Credit cards and consumer loans are financial cancer. Let's do the math. The average stock market return over the last 100 years is about 8 to 10% annually in dollars. The average interest rate on a credit card is 20 to 40%. Trying to invest while carrying credit card debt is like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain wide open. You earn 10%, but the bank takes 30% from you. You are getting poorer by the minute. Mathematically, it is more profitable to pay off a 20% loan first than to invest at 10%. The guaranteed return on investment when paying off debt is the interest rate itself. Next, I would form a peace of mind fund, emergency fund. This is not an investment. This is your insurance. It is an amount equal to 3 to 6 months of living expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account, HYSA. Important, this money must be instantly accessible. Not in stocks, not in gold, not in real estate, in cash. When you have this cushion, your psychology changes. You stop making decisions out of fear. Did the market drop 20%? You don't care. You have money to buy food. Did you get fired? No problem. You have 6 months to find a better job. Step 2. Know your enemy, inflation. Before opening a brokerage account, you need to understand why we are doing this at all. Many people think, I'll just save money under the mattress or in a bank account. This is a new point that wasn't here before, but it is critically important. If you are just saving money, you are losing it. Inflation is an invisible tax that the government collects from those who hold cash. A real-life example. In the year 2000, $100 could buy you a full shopping cart of groceries. Today, with that same $100, you'll barely fill a plastic bag. The money is the same, but the purchasing power is different. With inflation at 5%, which is optimistic right now, in 15 years, your savings will lose half of their real value. Therefore, investing is not a way to get rich. It is primarily a way not to become poor. We are running just to stay in the same place. Step 3. Define your goal and horizon, the bucket rule. Most beginners skip this stage. They just throw money at the market. But money is a tool. A hammer is needed to drive a nail, not just to sit in your hand. I would divide my goals into 3 buckets. Bucket A, short-term, up to 3 years. Vacation, renovation, a new car. This money has no business being in the stock market. The market could drop 30% tomorrow and take 3 years to recover. If you need the money in a year, keep it in deposits or short-term bonds. The risk must be zero. Bucket B, medium term, 3 to 10 years. Apartment, children's education. Here you can add conservative instruments and balanced portfolios. Bucket C. Long-term, 10+ years. Retirement, financial freedom. Stocks rule here. Over a distance of 15 to 20 years, the stock market has historically always grown. Fluctuations within a year do not concern you. Let's use my personal example so you understand the mechanics. I am 28 years old right now. I have my whole life ahead of me, but I clearly separate my money flows so as not to fool myself. My bucket A, short. I am planning a big trip soon. I need a specific amount by a specific date. I cannot risk this money. Imagine if the market crashes 40% a week before my trip. What am I supposed to do? Cancel tickets and hotels? Airlines and booking services will return maybe 30% of my money at best. Therefore, this money sits strictly in a savings account and short-term bonds. Boring? Yes, but 100% reliable. My bucket B, medium. I understand that by the age of 35, I will want to upgrade my living situation, buy a house or a larger apartment. 7 years is a good time frame. Here, I don't just keep money in the bank, inflation will eat it. I invested in a balanced portfolio. There are stocks for growth and defensive assets. I am ready for small fluctuations in order to grow the capital. And my bucket C, long. This is my golden fund. Money for total financial freedom that I plan to use after 50. I invest this money as aggressively as possible. 100% in stocks through funds. The market crashes tomorrow? I don't give a damn. I only need this money in 20+ years. Let it jump around all at once. Over such a distance, it will grow anyway. Do you see the difference? One person, 3 different strategies for different money. If you don't have this separation, you are playing with fire. Step 4. Choose the right vehicle for your money, accounts and taxes. Beginners look at which stocks to buy. Professionals look at how much they will pay in taxes. Taxes and fees are termites that silently eat away your capital. Every country has accounts with tax benefits. In the USA, it's a 401k or Roth IRA. In the UK, it's an ISA. In other countries, there are similar equivalents. Example: imagine you made $10,000 on the stock exchange. In a regular account, you give the government a tax cut, say 13% or 20%, and you have less left to reinvest. In a tax-advantaged account, this money stays with you and continues to generate new profit. Over a distance of 20 years, the difference between a regular account and a tax-advantaged one can be hundreds of thousands of dollars, simply because you didn't pay tax annually but allowed that money to work. Therefore, before buying my first stock, I would spend an evening studying my country's tax laws. It will be the most boring but the most profitable evening of your life. Step 5. Start now. The magic of compound interest. An investor's most valuable asset is not money, not intelligence, and not insider info. It is time. Einstein, allegedly, called compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. Let's look at the numbers. 2 friends, Andrew and Sergey. Andrew starts investing at age 20. He puts in $300 a month for 10 years and then stops contributing altogether. He just lets the money grow until age 60. Sergey starts at age 30 when Andrew stopped. Sergey puts in the same $300 a month but does it for 30 years straight until age 60. Who wins? Intuition says Sergey, because he contributed for 3 times as long. But math says Andrew wins. Why? Because Andrew's money worked for 10 years longer. Interest accrued on interest. Andrew's snowball started rolling earlier. Conclusion: the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. Even $50 a month put to work now is better than $500 a month in 10 years. Don't wait for better times or a big salary. Start small right now. Step 6. Diversification. Buy the haystack, not the needle. Now we get to the buying part. What to buy? At the beginning of my journey, my hands were itching to buy stocks of specific companies. Apple, Amazon, Coca-Cola. I thought I was smarter than the market. But there is the SPIVA statistic. Over a 15-year period, 90% of professional fund managers lose to the market. These are people with Harvard degrees, supercomputers, and teams of analysts. If they can't beat the market picking individual stocks, what are the chances for you or me? They approach zero. Buying individual stocks is looking for a needle in a haystack. You might get pricked, or you might find gold. But the risk is huge. One piece of bad news, one lawsuit, one report, and the stock drops 50%. If I were starting today, I would buy the entire haystack. I'm talking about index funds, ETFs. For example, a fund tracking the S&P 500. By buying one share of such a fund, you automatically become a co-owner of the 500 largest companies in the US. If Apple falls, Microsoft rises. If oil companies tank, tech companies pull you up. You get the market's average return with minimal effort and fees. It's boring. It's not sexy. You can't brag about it to friends at a bar. But this is exactly what makes people rich. Step 7. Automate the process. Remove the human factor. We are humans, and we are emotionally unstable. We are greedy when the market goes up and cowardly when it goes down. I know myself. If I have to log into the app every month and manually transfer money, one day I won't do it. I'll think, oh, I need new sneakers this month, or the news is bad, I'll wait a bit. The solution? Automation. I would set up an auto transfer on payday. Money hits my bank account, and an hour later, a portion of it automatically flies to my brokerage account. This is the principle of pay yourself first. You learn to live on what is left after investing, not invest what is left after spending. Spoiler, usually nothing is left. When the process is automated, you don't make decisions, you don't doubt, you just get richer on autopilot. Step 8. Filter the information noise. If you start investing, social media algorithms will bury you in news. The dollar will collapse tomorrow. This stock will grow 1,000%. Sell everything urgently. Understand one thing. Financial news is not created to help you make money. It is created to sell ads. They need your clicks, your fears, your emotions. It is harmful for an investor to read the news every day. Example. In March 2020, when COVID started, every headline screamed about the end of the world. Markets will never recover. Those who listened to the news and sold their stocks locked in huge losses. Those who simply turned off the TV and continued buying according to the plan, see Step 7, doubled their capital a year and a half later. Information hygiene is a skill. Unsubscribe from channels with signals and forecasts. No one knows the future. Listen only to long-term statistics. Step 9. Develop composure and patience. The last step is the hardest. All previous steps are technical. This step is psychological. The market will fall. It's not if, it's when. Corrections, crises, crashes, these are a normal part of how the exchange works. It's like the changing of seasons. You don't panic and sell your winter jacket when summer comes, do you? You know winter will come again. I would make a deal with myself in advance. When the market drops 30%, I won't sell. I will rejoice. Why rejoice? Because for an investor who is in the accumulation phase, and that's us, a market drop is a sale. Imagine walking into your favorite clothing store and seeing a 50% discount. Do you run out in terror screaming, "Oh God, prices have dropped"? No, you buy more. It's the same with stocks. A crisis is the time when quality assets are being given away for cheap. Let's summarize. Investing is not magic, not a casino, and not reserved for the elite. It is a boring, monotonous system. Clean up your debts. Build an emergency fund. Understand that inflation is your enemy. Set goals and choose a tax-advantaged account. Start right now, even if it's small. Buy the whole market through funds, ETFs. Don't play guessing games. Put everything on autopilot. Don't read the news. Keep your cool when everyone around you is going crazy. If I had done this 8 years ago, my capital today would be many times larger. But the best thing I can do is start acting correctly today, and so can you. If this video was helpful and laid everything out clearly, hit like and subscribe. Let me know what to cover in the next video. See you then!